everyone, for Tuesday afternoon NBA action on 2K Sports. This is Kevin Harlan here with Steve Kerr and Clark Killough. Doris Burke will join us moments from now from courtside. Crowd here in anticipation of their home team Lakers in an interconference battle here at the Staples Center. So the opening lineup for the Heat, presented by State Farm. Wade and LeBron fill out the wings. Joel Anthony is out there with Chris Bosh, and it's Chalmers in at the guard position. And for the Lakers, Howe and Bynum filling up the middle. Kobe and Artest are the wingmen, and it's Fisher in at point guard.
Well, it's interesting. Once again, late last season for the Lakers, they slumped to close out the regular season. It seems to be a pattern. You know, it's almost like they get bored before they actually get into the postseason.
Tip-off goes to the Lakers. Outside, Kobe. Over Anthony. Tries again, and it's Gasol getting it to go. Gasol's got the opening basket of the game for the Lakers. LeBron against Artest. And LeBron throws it down hard.
We decided to hang around for a while. A little extra hang time on that dunk and made sure the photo op didn't go to waste.
I'll tell you what, that's usually a technical foul, Clark. I think he got away with that one there.
Never misses a thing. Our Sprite Slam Cam, that is, with that last replay. No good there. He's unable to convert on the three-point play. And, you know, Steve, for the Lakers, Lamar Odom said himself their sluggish finishes in the second half were partly born of overconfidence, of ego. I don't know much credence you put in that, Clark. What do you think?
You know what? I think there is a tendency, a human tendency, to become complacent, to become full, and you can lose some of your edge. I don't think it's a lack of humility and respect. I think it's just the nature of being somewhat satisfied. And when you're in this league, and because people are coming after you a lot harder when you've got what they want in terms of championships, and especially as you age, I think it gets harder sometimes to fight off that resistance and to flip the switch if you find yourself in a little bit of a rut.
Right now we're going to go to Doris Burke, who spoke with head coach Eric Spoelstra. What'd you find out, Doris?
Kevin, he told me that he thought there would be some holes in the defense today, and that he wants his players to be ready to find those holes, explode the bucket, and finish with power whenever possible. Could be a thunderous night, Kevin.
Thanks again, Doris.
I thought Gasol got off to such a fast start last season. He kind of worn down as the season went on. He was asked to play big minutes, especially early when Andrew Bynum was out with the injury.
Lets it go from deep. They get it again. Kicks it to Fisher. Here's the three. That drops. Fisher's got his first 3 points of the game. Here's LeBron. And then, of course, for Paul Gasol in the playoffs, a lot of disappointment with his play, Clark. A game, in fact, of two where he even got booed at the Staples Center.
Yeah, you never like to see that, but he clearly did struggle in the playoffs. And he's extremely gifted, but some have tended to try to question his mental toughness or killer instinct. And I quite honestly think it's unfair. He's got a disposition and demeanor that lends itself to that kind of criticism, but anytime you can perform the way he has, that's impressive. And it actually helps him, the fact that he's got a deferring type of personality, to be an ideal number 2 guy for the Lakers, with Kobe Bryant being the obvious lead dog there. So it's a good fit, I think.
That's interesting. The Lakers with a quick start to this game. It's a 5-point game. Anthony, the rebound. So it's Miami now. And again, it's LeBron James. LeBron's now got 6.
Well, Miami had such a turbulent season last year as far as the drama that surrounded that team. But they were consistent and steady on the road. And they ended up with the best away record in the Eastern Conference.
First personal foul, 2 seconds.
Udonis Haslem, who's checked in for Miami. And back to Miami, you know, Clark, road trips aren't easy when you're the villains of the NBA, and there's no doubt that wanted poster in the NBA has got a picture of that Miami threesome up there, huh?
I agree, no doubt about it. But I think that also helped them come together. You know, teams typically do a good job of bonding when they're on the road. That us against them mentality, nobody for you. And quite honestly, really good teams and players enjoy winning on the road more than they do even winning at home.
And the pass to Bosh. Guarded now by Andrew Bynum.
Quite the interesting season for Chris Bosh last year. I mean, obviously more team success than he really enjoyed in Toronto, but individually, his numbers dropped a bit. I don't think it bothered him, though. He wanted to win.
Chris Bosh, 2 shots.
Ties it up, and this next one could give them the lead. And they now lead as the free throw drops for him. Here's Kobe. Wade picks him up. Artest dishes to Blake. Over Bosh. They need this. Can't get it to go. And it's the Heat taking it the other way.
+5 on the boards already here in the first quarter. They've gotten after it.
Yeah, that's a great sign in this game. If they're going to continue to rebound the ball like this, I think they're in great shape.
Well, talking about Bosh's numbers from last season, Steve, his rebounding and his field goal percentage did drop off from the year before.
Well, and his shooting percentages last year were really in line or even above his career numbers. So I thought Bosh had a good season. It just took him some time to kind of adjust to playing with his new team and a new style. But ultimately, Bosh made a big impact down there.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Odom comes in for Andrew Bynum. And Matt Barnes is subbed in for Ron Artest. So timeout called here, the first for Los Angeles.
When you talk about that great front court depth for the Lakers, all that length, rebounding, their ability to really crash the glass, and they were actually the 5th best rebounding team in the NBA last year in terms of rebounding differential.
Now Blake. 3-pointer. Chris Bosh with the rebound. And Steve, you were talking about that differential, 2.5 extra possessions in their favor because of it. And Clark, for the Lakers, already a very good team offensively. That rebounding advantage, those extra possessions, more often than not lead to a basket.
Well, they've got such tremendous size. When you look at Pau Gasol and Andrew Bynum, you throw in Lamar Odom. I mean, those guys are long and really good rebounders at both ends, but particularly on the offensive glass. And you know, anytime you get an offensive rebound, usually those defenders are scrambled, and you're going to be able to get a high-quality shot.
And he can't get the first one.
Well, Dwayne Wade plays so hard, and he's so athletic. He ends up in midair half the time getting knocked down. So he's always going to miss a handful of games with injury, but just an amazing talent and a great force offensively.
Good on the second free throw. What you said about Wade, that injury risk will always be there, the way he's constantly attacking the rim.
Well, you don't want to take away that aggressiveness, and you just hope that he doesn't get too many injuries, but also that he maintains his body at a really high level during the season and during the offseason so he can withstand his attacking type style.
And the Heat with some changes. Joel Anthony comes in for LeBron. And Mike Miller subbed in for Dwayne Wade. To end the run, that's blocked.
Right now, he's in a bit of a funk. I'd look for them to look at other options on offense.
Blocked. And stolen by Miller. Over Barnes. And again, it's the Heat missing.
He had a defender draped all over him. Not really the best shot there.
Well, not the shot you hope for when it's well contested like that.
Yeah, not just an everyday finish. He put a little pizzazz on that one, guys.
Oh, that's blocked. Lakers trail by 3. It's 2-on-1 and stolen by Miller. Fast break, here they come. Here's Bosh, drops in the breakaway layup.
As soon as they forced that turnover, they really attacked the rim. I like that.
Yeah, I agree with you. I thought that was the highlight of the sequence.
Bosh is whistled for reaching in. That is his first foul of the game. Some changes for the Lakers. Andrew Bynum's checked in for Gasol. Brown comes in for Kobe. And Derek Fisher is subbed in for Steve Blake. Beyond the arc, and that one's good. Barnes has got himself on the board with 3 there.
You know, guys, most coaches prefer you drive the lane in transition, but this time the floor opened up for him out on the three-point line.
Chalmers' shot is no good. Clock management. This is where, Steve, they can get a 2 for 1.
Yeah, I think it makes sense. As long as the first one's a good one, and now you play D, you get the ball back, one more shot.
Chris Bosh again.
Chris Bosh.
Bosh has got 6 points. Here's Fisher. 30 seconds left in the first quarter. Wide open, and the jumper is good. 24 seconds left to play in the first. High post try, rebounded by the Lakers.
Yeah, he struggled with his shot this quarter, and he's got to find a groove somehow.
Here's Barnes. The kick out to Brown. Shoots the 3. The shot is off. Good if it goes. Chalmers cannot hit. And so, lots of scoring in that competitive first quarter. Heat lead by 2.
So difficult to get a shot off against this defense. They are really playing hard.
Yeah, they're playing hard, and they pride themselves on making it tough for their opponents.
And we'll get back to the action right after this. So far, it's been a closely contested game as we get the second quarter up and going. The Heat with the lead.
Well, the West has long been considered the stronger of the 2 conferences in the NBA, but Miami, with its revamped roster, really had no problem beating Western Conference foes last year.
So with Bosh on the bench, this is who Eric Spoelstra has on the floor. Wade and LeBron are the wingmen. Haslam's out there with Joel Anthony, and it's House in at the 1. You're right, Steve, going back to Miami in the West, 20-10. Against that Western Conference. So that was kind of a rarity.
Yeah, Kevin, and if you compare their numbers against the West versus the East, the Heat had a much easier time putting up points against the Western Conference opponents.
Let's check out what Doris Burke has for us.
Guys, Kobe Bryant becomes the youngest player in NBA history to score 27,000 points, edging out Wilt Chamberlain, and one of just a list of NBA records to his name. But asked about the records, he said, I don't know about them until they come up. When I'm older and I'm like 70 years old or something like that, maybe then I'll get a little more sentimental. But right now, I just want to win. Guys, if you think Kobe Bryant is done with that, you've got another thing coming.
Yeah, championship mentality, Doris. Good point. Thanks.
Well, there's so many questions a year ago about the Miami Heat and how the pieces would fit. In particular, how Wade and LeBron would work out together. And I think they figured it out as the course of the year went on. And Wade ended up playing most of his minutes at the 2-guard spot.
And he knocks down the first one. As we get back to Wade, Clark, is he best, as Steve was talking about, is he best at shooting guard?
No question about it. I mean, that's what he does. He attacks. He keeps pressure on the defense. He can make tough shots. He can draw fouls. And off of his ability to be aggressive looking to score, then he can get other people's shots. But he's most suited to putting the ball in the basket.
Both free throws good from Wade.
I think anything less than the title would have to be viewed as a bit of a letdown for the Heat in last year's playoffs. Even when they entered the postseason as the number 2 seed in the East, their eyes were always set on winning it all.
Here's LeBron, and he drops in the layup off the glass. LeBron's now got 10 points in the game. Lakers trailed by 6. Outside, Kobe. Back to Odom. Goes right up. Here's Gasol. Right through the knee for the layup. He's got 8.
Well, he's a slippery guy. I mean, he knows exactly how to use angles to slip his way past the defender and get into outstanding rebounding position for the putback.
Clark touching back on the Heat. Looking at the opponents they had to face, no easy matchups for them.
Yeah, Boston, Chicago, then Dallas. They saw a lot of tough matchups in their road to the finals, and that ultimately might have taken its toll on them because Dallas kind of wore them out in that final series.
shot, high post. And the rebound goes to Odom. Odom's got his 5th rebound in this one. It's stolen by Wade.
Boy, that's a wonderful read and react play to pick that pass off.
They get it back. Here's House. And again, it's the Heat missing.
The defender had the position and the height. Even when you use the fadeaway, it's tough to overcome that.
Andrew Bynum's checked in for the Lakers. Blake comes in for Derek Fisher. And then for Miami, Joel Anthony's checked in for Ilgauskas. Haslam comes in for Chris Bosh. And it's Chalmers in for Eddie House. Now here's Kobe, out of bounds. They'll keep possession.
He was just a hair away from making that steal.
Steve, I like the instincts there. Terrific. To see the pass coming and knock it away, well done.
Here's Kobe. Now Anthony defending. Kobe, no good.
It's like he's just trying to showcase his range, but he could probably get a better shot in that possession.
Yeah, he sure could. It doesn't do you any good if you miss it from that deep.
And a nice job there defensively, just getting a hand up enough to bother the shot.
Yeah, that was very nice. Impressive. It made it a much more difficult shot.
Here's LeBron. He's got 10. And he was fouled in the act of shooting. Chance here now for a three-point play.
And guys, an interesting offseason for LeBron James after he made that move to Miami. A lot of people questioned his competitiveness once he decided to join forces with Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh.
Shooting one.
Free throw good, LeBron. You know, back to what Steve said about the big three. Clark, you know, it might be a fair question as a lot of NBA greats ask the same thing.
You know, Kevin, I can understand people debating it, but I don't know if it's necessarily fair, quite honestly. I mean, the fact that LeBron wanted to be around other good players, to me, speaks to his maturity and his comfort with himself.
He just wants to win.
He wants to win, and he understands that he can be a winner and be more true to his service nature as a player. I mean, he's a guy who doesn't mind deferring. And even though his talent is brilliant, he's not afraid to defer.
That free throw, no good.
Guys, 21-9 were the Lakers last season against the Eastern Conference. They've been within a game of that record for the last 4 seasons. That's really consistently impressive.
No good on the second free throw. You look at the teams in the East, not many who can match the length the Lakers possess up front. What am I saying? There are a few teams in the entire league that can match that kind of length, Steve.
Yeah, the Twin Towers, Bynum and Gasol, really the Lakers' trump card. I mean, I think that's the key to this club. They've got to take advantage of those two guys this year, beat people up down on the block and on the glass. And if they can improve their defensive work on the perimeter, this could be a great team.
Let's go now to the sideline and catch up with Doris Burke. Hey, Doris.
Well, Kevin, Mike Brown is fully aware of the expectations in his first year as the Lakers head coach. He knows what he got into and understands what the Lakers consider success. Quote, "We don't play for second here." He will have his work cut out, though, given how the Lakers exited last year's playoffs.
Thank you, Doris. No doubt a lot of pressure on Mike Brown in his first year here in L.A.
Well, tough shoes to fill in Phil Jackson, and then a place in Los Angeles where winning is expected. And if you don't win at all, it's been a failure.
So neither attempt will fall that time for him.
Well, you could see last season with the big three that early on offensively they couldn't quite figure it out. But as the season went on, they got more and more comfortable with each other. And I thought by the end of the year, they played pretty well together. Tough D on the inside.
Put up a roadblock, a construction barrel right there. That's what he brings defensively.
Anthony is tagged with the reach. That is his first foul of the game. And the Lakers with some changes. Lamar Odom, who's checked in for Gasol. And Matt Barnes is subbed in for Ron Artest. Chris Bosh is checked in for the Heat. Miller comes in for Dwayne Wade. Here's Kobe. Blake for 3. Miami grabs the miss. Chalmers has got 3 rebounds now in this one. And you're right, Steve, about what you said in regard to the Heat. You know, anytime you bring new guys together, there is a feeling out period. But, Clark, obviously this was an extreme case.
Yeah, I agree with both of you there. I mean, it just takes a lot of time and massaging when you have that much star power coming together for guys to figure out their roles and then accept their roles and excel in them. That's a three-pronged process.
A lot.
Yep.
A lot to deal with. The Heat leading by 3. Miller outside. A 3-ball. Gets it to go. Miller's got himself going there. His first points of the game on the deep ball.
They're hovering around 50% for the game in three-pointers. That's pretty good. But they've really elevated here in the second quarter.
Good foul there defensively. Make him earn 2 points from the line.
I agree with you. I mean, no freebies. Don't give anybody an easy opportunity. Make good use of your foul there.
Kobe Bryant taking 2 shots.
The first one falls.
Kobe Bryant is one of those select few first-name basis superstars in the NBA. Larry, Michael, and of course Kobe, Magic. Those guys are famous by one name only.
That one falls, so he hits both of them. And Steve, you know, Kobe, of course, the man in the entertainment capital of Los Angeles. He's taken the attention in stride. I think he feeds off it a little bit. You know,
sure.
It's a special psyche to play in that kind of environment.
Yeah, he's handled it really well. I mean, for a guy who spends so much time in the public eye, it seems as though he's always been motivated more by winning than the adoration. And I think that's why he has such great respect from his teammates. And another reason why the Lakers have been so successful since he's been there.
At the line for the Lakers, Kobe Bryant, 2 shots.
The free throw drops for Kobe. And Kobe drops them both. Here's Chalmers. 16 seconds left in the first half. And there's Miller. Good that time on the assist by Chalmers. Miller's got 5 points so far. It's tipped. Stolen by Bosch. Takes it right up. And he makes good on the layup. And the Heat lead by 6.
This team just looking to run at every opportunity.
Circles around them is what they're doing. I mean, pushing the tempo and really enjoying an advantage there.
The Heat making a switch here.
Chris Bosh, shooting 1.
And that one falls for Bosch. Off the inbound pass. No good on the buzzer beater. And so that brings the first half to a close.
What a night so far for LeBron. He's got 13 points now and 3 great steals. Boy, he's been outstanding on both ends of the court.
Just a complete performance for him.
Heat out front. They lead by 7. Welcome back. A great night here in downtown Los Angeles. All dressed up and ready to go. Here's LeBron. 7-point differential.
You know, for so long we've seen the Lakers coasting to the playoffs, put themselves in a tight spot and find a way out of it. But in that series versus Dallas in last season's playoffs, they really looked like a tired and overmatched team.
Well, we've got a moment. Let's set the floor. Brought to you by Gatorade, all fueled up for the second half. So the Lakers 5 right now. Kobe and Artest are the wingmen. Howe and Bynum filling up the middle. And it's Fisher in at the point. And for the Lakers, Kobe said, Clark, after that series, we've been playing with fire the last 3 years. Now we finally got what we deserve. Steve, that is a very interesting quote. Take it apart for us and delve into it.
Well, I think the Lakers had been to the finals for 3 straight years, and I think they were worn out emotionally. And for a couple of those playoff series over the years, they did play with fire and get away with it Not last year. Dallas just destroyed them, and I think the Lakers just look tired, both physically and mentally.
That free throw good from Wade.
You know, you go back to the finals, and I think Bosh certainly was a factor on the floor. He didn't have the best shooting percentage, but he got better as that series wore on.
He makes 1 of 2 that time.
Well, going back to Bosh, guys, so in the finals, he was inconsistent with his shooting percentage, but he had stretches where he was really good. And remember, he hit that game-winning shot in Game 3. I thought he was overall pretty solid for the Heat last season and in the playoffs.
Boy, he threw that thing down hard.
Now that's how to give the fans their money's worth.
Yeah, he is always worth the price of admission.
That doesn't go in either for Kobe.
You know, sometimes rest can do more harm than good. It certainly looks that way for them. They've been cold coming out and have yet to find the bottom of the net.
He's put on an offensive clinic. They've got to deny him the ball.
And if that fails, then double him, Steve. I mean, they can't allow him to continue to hurt him like this.
Here's LeBron, and that comes off the assist by Mario Chalmers. 19 points for LeBron. It's good. And the Heat lead by 18.
Showing no mercy. They are getting after them at both ends of the floor.
Continuing to add to the lead as the minutes tick away.
To halt the run, Chris Bosh with the rebound. Bosh has got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Goes up the baseline. They get it back. Back to LeBron. This one for 3. Rebounded by the Lakers. Artest's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Here's Bynum. Up and in on the layup. Bynum's got his 2nd basket of the night. Here's LeBron. 21 points in the game. Releases. That 3 off the mark. Kobe kicks to Gasol. Good look. Good. He hits the jump shot. Gasol's got 10.
Well, they've done a lot of their damage from mid-range here, guys. I mean, knocking down those shots with regularity.
Yeah, how about 8 of their last 10 points, guys, coming off that mid-range area jump shot. So, shows you don't have to be at the rim to score.
Looking to end his cold spell, and it's laid in by Kobe. He's got 10.
When the Heat struggled early on last season, Erik Spoelstra was unfairly thrown on the hot seat. He kept his cool, though, very impressively, and the Heat turned their season around and the talk quieted down. That's a credit to Spoelstra.
Now here's Gasol after LeBron James's miss. Pushes up, and again, Kobe Bryant. Kobe's got 4 points this quarter.
I love how relentless he is. I mean, he just continues to come at you all night.
Back to Spoelstra in Miami. Clark, with the way the Heat finished, you have to think things will change. I know, Steve, you were very impressed with the way he managed that team in the postseason.
Yeah, I thought Erik Spoelstra was great. Now, a lot of people are focusing on the final series when Rick Carlisle stole the show, but to be fair to Spoelstra, he inherited a very difficult situation with a lot of talent but huge expectations. And I think Miami had a solid year, a very good year. The question now is, can they get back to the finals and finish the job? And Andrew Bynum, a guy who has been hit with injuries throughout his career. But when he's healthy, the Lakers are so tough to beat because of the length and size that Bynum and Gasol provide for that front line.
He's off on the first. And last season, there were a few grumbles, Steve, after Bynum missed the first month and a half of the season. You see, Bynum had delayed surgery. After the finals, Clark said that he could go to the World Cup soccer.
Well, when you're a pro basketball player, that has to be your first priority. I'm a big-time soccer fan myself, but Bynum may have made a boo-boo there.
Yep.
Yeah, but he was ready to go come playoff time, and, you know, that's kind of the Lakers' go-to philosophy. Just be ready when the playoffs show up. And he did play pretty well in the postseason.
Something has to change, guys. That's 10 straight points coming in the paint against this team.
Well, they got to collapse in there, and everybody's got to be conscious of it. It's a team effort in protecting the paint. Control the ball, and then everybody's got to get in there and keep the defense locked down.
Kind of got caught in between moves there on his way to the hoop.
And Bosh picks him up defensively. Gets it to go. 6 points for Bynum. The Heat leading by 14. Shoots from the high post. LeBron James again. Here's Fisher. There's 53 seconds left in the third. Barnes passes to Brown. He's picked up by LeBron. No coverage that time.
Yeah, they're finding the open man. Unselfish play. I like it.
Yeah, I love it too. Teamwork in evidence there, right on full display. A big percentage, a high percentage of their basket have come off assists.
Barnes. And that comes off the assist by Derek Fisher. Fisher's got 3 assists in the game. Here's Miami now. Poked loose and stolen by Barnes. He gets it to fall. That makes it just a single-digit lead. They got on this roll a while ago, and they just haven't looked back. LeBron kicks to Hazard. Over to Saul. Sinks it from just inside the baseline.
I'll tell you what, a ton of their offense coming in transition. And if you got the legs for it, I think that's the best way to play the game.
No question. You push the ball. If there's nothing there, you can always get into your half-court offense. But oftentimes, you'll find the easiest shots early in that shot clock.
LeBron dishes to House. Over Fisher. A miraculous buzzer beater.
Well, I love how he kept his cool there. Low stress, not a care in the world.
You're right.
Oh, man, with time running down, knowing that you need to hurry up and get that shot off, and yet he takes his time and knocks it down.
Well, through 3 quarters of play, down double digits, it may be difficult to overcome. What can you say, LeBron James? What an impressive effort today.
Yeah, so far in this one, he's played a different role than normal, but, you know, he's done a nice job as this team's playmaker here today.
And all of it's worked for the most part. I mean, he might not be known as a dime dropper, but after this game, he will be.
More from Los Angeles after this. As the fourth quarter gets going, let's swing it over to Doris Burke, who has our Sprite Spark report. Doris?
And Kevin, for that great stretch the Heat put together, they get the Sprite Spark Award. They look like an entirely different team on the defensive end following halftime. When they came out of the locker room with a new level of intensity, that is how they got control and jumped out in front in this one.
All right, Doris, thank you. That run has made a difference, guys. Wouldn't you agree?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, that's what got them off and going.
Yeah, they were really able to seize the momentum at that point, and they just rode it.
So with Bosch on the bench, this is who Eric Spoelstra has on the floor. Chalmers and Wade are the 1 and the 2.
Mario
Haslam's
Chalmers.
out there with Mike Miller, and it's Anthony in at the 5 down low. He misses the free throw.
You know, guys, thinking back to Chalmers in the NBA Finals last year, he was one of the Heat's role players that I thought really ramped it up in a tough series and helped out the Big Three quite a bit.
And the second free throw, good.
Well, you brought up Chalmers, Clark. I mean, he was really, really good in that final series against Dallas. He knocked down his three-point shots, did a nice job of running the club, and I think really made a case for being the future starting point guard for the Miami Heat.
That's his third personal foul. Shooting for Miami, Dwayne Wade. 2 shots.
That free throw good from Wade. Both free throws good from Wade. Here's Kobe. Wade picks him up. Here's Gasol. Rebound by Mario Chalmers. The Heat leading by 14. And the big-time jam. Let's see it again with the Sprite Slam Cam.
Boy, that dunk got everybody up off their seat.
Oh, they're loving it, aren't they, Steve?
Well, how could they not? I mean, he put the cherry on top of the sundae on that one.
Gasol's in the post. On the money.
You know, nice work getting inside that time. I mean, that's the spot where his height advantage is really going to pay off for him, and he used it.
Faded away to create the space. Wade's got 4 points now in the quarter.
He continues to do everything well out there.
You know what? And it's really hard based on that to determine what he's done best so far.
And here are the Heat. They led by as many as 18 points. And that one's good.
No prettier shot than the finger roll. Smooth and beautiful. It's a joy to see.
Gasol passes to Kobe. The three. The shot is off. Wade with the defensive effort. Here's Haslam. With the fadeaway. Rebound the Lakers. Odom's got 6 rebounds now in the game. Kobe misses.
Well, ever since the second half started, he's been ice cold. Very little going his way right now.
Lakers trailed by 16. Unloads from 9. And again, no good by the Lakers.
Not a bad look at the hoop, just couldn't get it to bounce in for him.
A pull-up. Brown outside. Makes it off the glass.
Now they've got to offer more resistance inside. Just too many easy buckets in the paint.
Yeah, Steve, and that's the top priority for any defense. You got to protect the paint.
And he hits it and gets hacked down the play. A 3-point possibility if he can convert the free throw.
Boy, what a great job of getting into the teeth of the defense and scoring in the paint.
And that's been their main point of attack. I mean, get the ball deep and try to score from in tight rather than rely on their outside shooting. I mean, that's a more consistent way to score it. Take it inside.
Looking at who's out there now for the Lakers. Theo Ratliff. He's just checked in for Gasol. Artest comes in for Matt Barnes. And Derek Fisher is subbed in for Shannon Brown. The and one is good, so a 3-point play that time.
We've seen D-Wade getting it done. He's got 13 points, and with 7 points coming from the free throw line, that's some good work.
It really is. I mean, he's going to have some bruises to show for it because he's been knocked around a little bit, but you got to love the aggressiveness.
Great ball movement. It's House outside. Rebounded by the Lakers. Pass to Odom. From 11 feet away. It's hauled in by LeBron. LeBron's now got his 5th rebound right now in the game. With the teardrop, Lakers trailed by 15. Here's Kobe. And count it. 2 points with a chance for one more at the free throw line.
Yeah, going straight to the hoop, attacking the whole way.
Yeah, nice finish. Cap that break off in style.
And when you ask anybody what sets Kobe apart as a player, more than anything else, they'll say it's his competitiveness. In fact, Lamar Odom, his teammate, said he's the most competitive player he's ever played with.
Andrew Bynum's checked in for the Lakers. Gasol comes in for Ron Artest. You know, Steve, when you talk about Kobe's competitive drive, it's one thing to compete on the court. But that drive, that competitive drive, Clark, also is what's driven him to develop his game off the floor.
And that's where the work really takes place, Kevin. I mean, the games are the fun part. It's the work that you put into it that allows you to perform at your highest level. And that's a big reason the Lakers have been so successful in his time with the team. I mean, when your best player is also your hardest working player, we hear that all the time, but it's true. It's a fact. It's reality. Everyone on the team has to step it up or look like a slagger or a slugger. And that's not going to fly, particularly with a franchise like the Lakers.
You've played athletics all your life. Have you ever been around a great athlete who wasn't the hardest worker on any team at any level?
No, you wouldn't be. You would see tremendous talent, not realize its potential, but the ones that get the most out of their God-given ability, not only are they gifted, but they also really work at it.
And the Lakers call time here. They're trailing by 14. There's 1:54 left to play in the final quarter. Let's find out what Doris Burke has for us.
Thanks, guys. I got a chance to hear what Mike Brown was saying to his team. It didn't take long to figure out he was angry, saying to the team, you can't expect to win turning the ball over as often as we are. It's not going to happen, guys, unless you start using your heads out there.
Clark, they can burn some clock if they want to.
Yeah, and maybe buy a little oxygen while they're doing it.
Lakers foul.
Well, he's not the best athlete on the squad, but he had the room he needed, and he took advantage.
For the team.
Well, Mike Miller in this one, he has 9 points, and he's stolen the ball 4 times.
He's just playing with so much energy right now at both ends of the floor.
I don't know where it comes from, all of that energy and enthusiasm, but he has been absolutely everywhere all the time.
Miller no good on the free throw. Lakers trail by 16, and here they come. The leaner inside. Behind him against Jones. Miller kicks to House. The tray, and blocked. Balanced scoring, Clark and Steve, for him. They're moving it well.
Yeah, you love to see. Oh! Now that's just rubbing it in, fellas.
Throwing it down with style.
These folks are not going to forget that one anytime soon.
Well, I tell you, I mean, you have Powell and Kobe on the Lakers, but when you talk about the pop culture, notoriety, that probably belongs to Lamar Odom, #1 in that category because of his reality TV presence. He's added an additional Hollywood flair to his role on the roster.
Kobe with the steal. And the Lakers have possession. 18 points was their biggest deficit of the game. And here's the fast break. Here's Jones, and fouled hard that time. He'll get to the line and shoot 2.
That wasn't an easy call, but I think it was the right one. Looked like he got hit on the way up.
Yes, sir. Clearly gets him while he's releasing the ball there, Steve. No doubt about it.
James Jones.
And the first one drops. Well, Clark back to Odom. I don't like talking about this stuff. It only seems natural,
I know
of
it's
course.
tough. I know it's tough.
You know, it seems natural, though, to have, I guess, what, a Laker in Los Angeles be on a reality TV show for some reason. You know, the second choice, if it wasn't Lamar, would have been Steve Kerr. Right, Steve?
Kevin, I think the story of my life and my daily existence would be fascinating for viewers. I think we'd see probably a viewership of at least 11, maybe 12 people, all family members.
From 11 feet away, Jones, no luck. Here's the Lakers with the ball. Down by 15. Lets the free fly. Second shot opportunity, and it's Bynum getting it to go in.
As great as they've been on the board so far, they just haven't found a way to get out on top.
Yeah, but if they continue to rebound, they can put together a little run here and cut into this lead.
Fast break, here we go. Here's Fisher. Rebounded by Howard.
Well, not much they can do at this point.
Nope, playing for pride, trying to finish strong for pride's sake.
7-second difference, shot and game clock. Here's Miller, and again, it's the Heat missing.
I think in that situation, it was a nice try to create some space for himself with the fadeaway.
Moving it around nicely. Here's Gasol. Fired short, but gets the kind roll and goes in.
Boy, he really used his height there.
He sure did, Steve. I mean, a nice touch on that shot.
That's just a horrible decision. You got to be more patient with the ball.
And the Heat call time here. They're leading by 8. Just 4 seconds left here in the fourth quarter. What's your take, guys?
It's almost like they're rubbing it in a little bit with this timeout, guys.
Yeah, not really much to talk about. Let's get the game over and move on.
Here's LeBron. Gets it to fall. And the Heat lead by 10. And so Miami takes this one by a big margin. Some days, Clark, everything goes right for a team, and they just had one of those games.
Yeah, it certainly was. I mean, these guys played a great all-around basketball game here.
And that about wraps it up for Clark Kellogg, Steve Kerr, and Doris Burke. This is Kevin Harlan thanking you for watching the NBA presented by 2K Sports. And now, Jordan presents our player of the game, LeBron James.